Ability. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And now it is time to introduce our very own practitioner extraordinaire, Tony Hamilton, for today's Sunday Talk.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Brian. And thank you, Dawn Lee. That was lovely. So today we are visiting the second chapter. What we do every year is we revisit the first 4 chapters, and these chapters set the foundation for our teaching in our textbook. So last week, Reverend Joel discussed this thing itself. This week, I am discussing the way that it works, and we also have what it does and how to use it. So when studying the science of mind, the study of the science of mind from page 26 in the thing itself is the study of first cause. It's the study of spirit of mind, or that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes. The power that is in back of creation, what is called in our teaching the thing itself. On page 35, there is a universal mind, spirit, intelligence that is the origin of everything. It is first cause, it is God. This universal life and energy finds an outlet in and through all that is energized and through everything that lives. There is one life back of everything that lives, one energy back of everything that is energized, and this energy is in everything. There's only one spirit in back of all expression. And so we always say that the way it works is by working through us. So we are a part of this one. There is, page 31, there is that within us which partakes of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are also divine. Do you have a little trouble thinking of yourself as divine? Really? It reacts to us according to our belief in it. And it is an immutable law, subject to the use of the least among us. The law is no respecter of persons. It is what it is, and it responds to us. Page 30, we must say that all thought is creative according to the nature, impulse, emotion, or conviction behind the thought. I'm going to read that again. We must say that all thought is creative according to the nature, impulse, emotion, or conviction behind the thought. Thought creates a mold in the subjective, in the subconscious, in which the idea is accepted and poured and sets power in motion in accordance with the thought. And Dawn gave us a beautiful example of that. The simplest way to state this preposition is to say that we have a conscious mind that operates within a subjective or subconscious field, which is creative. The conscious mind is spirit. The subjective mind is law. Now, let's take a look at this and talk about this. So, really simply said, God is all there is. It's everywhere present, and it expresses through us. And this year, we're talking about connection and a year of connection. And so I really want to emphasize our ability to connect with this truth, with this reality, with this understanding, to have an awareness that we are immersed in spirit and that spirit is expressing through us. When we have that understanding, when we really know this and experience this to be true, then the things that we think, that we feel, that we do, the beliefs that we have express more easily, more fully, and more completely, because we know what the truth is about ourselves. Page 38, it says, we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. Call it what you will. The sum total of all our thought, will, purpose, belief, and I'm going to add feeling, creates a tendency in this law that causes it to react to us according to the sum total of our beliefs. Now, the textbook also says that ignorance of the law excuses no one from its effects. So whether you're aware of the law or not, whatever your mental and emotional atmosphere is, whatever energy you have going on within your spirit, within your consciousness, within your world, that's what's resonating and radiating. And that's what the law is responding to. And that's what it creates for us. Now, I don't know about you, but I have found this kind of a really tremendous responsibility. It can be incredibly freeing when we understand it and use it properly. But what it means is that if I want to create a life that is really what I want it to be, I have to be aware and do the work to put into spirit what I want to receive back. And so that means working really moment by moment to guard my thoughts, my feelings, to make the right choices and the right decisions about whatever it is that's going on, whatever I'm experiencing or whatever I want to experience. You know, and you've always heard me say my biggest challenge, the thing I work with all the time, is not going on automatic, like getting off of automatic, so that I'm not sucked into things. I won't watch certain things on TV. I won't read certain things. I won't engage in certain kinds of conversations. But when you go on automatic, you forget. When I go on automatic, I forget, and I find myself in places or situations having feelings that the truth is I don't want to experience. And so even though it sometimes feels like a lot of work and a tremendous responsibility, the payoff for it is just incredible. Because when you sow the right seeds, then you get the right fruit. You get what it is you want to live and what you want to experience. So something that I think is really important to point out, even though I've already said it in the textbook, it also says if we have certain specific ways of thought and belief that have produced limitations, other beliefs will change them. Anybody hear the trumpet sounding? Other beliefs will change them. We must learn to believe, and the approach should be direct and it should be specific. So if you have these limitations, these limiting thoughts and beliefs, this is what is being activated in mind. And this is what will demonstrate. So in essence, a home says, you're basically telling yourself, I can have and enjoy good things. And of course, then that's what you're going to demonstrate. So here's the key. In order to change that, you must say, you must speak the truth to change that, to cancel that. I perceive that because I am what I am, because of this infinite thing that overshadows it is throughout all eternity. It must be within me. Because of this thing, I know that good is now mine. All good is now mine. And he literally says, you must say XYZ. You must speak the truth. And so that's spiritual mind treatment. And the interesting thing is, I was drawn to go look and see what the very first thing is in the Bible. Okay. And in the Bible, the very first thing it talks about is the darkness and the void, and that God said, let there be light, and there was light. And then God said it was good. God called it good. And the next line says, and then God said, let there be da 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 da, and God called it good. Okay. And I just thought that that was so powerful and such an affirmation, because when the Bible is speaking of creation, from the very beginning, God spoke it into beingness and then called it good, which is exactly what Holmes is saying in our textbook. And it's exactly what we do. We do spiritual mind treatment. And when we do spiritual mind treatment, we know, we affirm this presence, this spirit, this energy, this essence that we're a part of. We affirm that we're a part of it, and then we speak the truth of what it is we want. And if necessary, we deny what we don't want, and then we give thanks for it. And so it's just so critical. We know it, but to live every day, moment by moment, understanding the power of our words, our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our attitudes, and to really, for me to be on top of it and not be lazy about it, to be vigilant, so that I can really create the life that I want to live and not judge what is current. So, because it's done according to our beliefs, if we're not receiving the results we want, then it's clear we have to change our beliefs, and we do it by what we say and what we feel first and foremost, and what we do. And so, in not judging and calling something good and not making it wrong, what we are in effect doing is affirming unity. We're affirming oneness, and not buying into duality, not buying into there's good and evil. There's only good. Now, do we see facts of other things? Yes, but they're not the truth. They came about because of our wrong thinking, because of our wrong use of the law. It's not the essence, the intrinsic characteristic of spirit, because spirit is all good. Spirit is all good. It's only our misuse of the law that allows other things to manifest, and they don't last. Thank goodness they don't last. So we're instructed not to perceive good and evil, but only to perceive unity. And if you can't do anything else, at least not judge it and understand that it's not the truth. It happens because of our belief and acceptance of a wrong idea. On page 39 of the textbook, it says we must instill into the mind the fundamental proposition that good is without bounds. Only good and loving kindness shall follow me all the days of my life. Of course, that's from Psalm 23. We must get this concept rather than continuing to think there is a power of evil as opposed to the power of good. We experience good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality rather than unity. So what I know, what I affirm, even when I see something that I struggle with, is that there is a power and presence. It is all there is, and it is perfect, whole, and complete. It is good, and it is expressing, and it is available to me. And I don't have to experience or participate in anything that I consider to be not good, evil, or not what I want. And so this chapter, the way it works, is just so powerful because it gives us a tool for changing our lives and creating the lives that we want to live by being in the right consciousness. And so let's take this into treatment. And so, what I know is that there is a power and presence that I may not fully or completely understand, but I know, thanks to this teaching, that this power and presence is all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere evenly present. I am a part of it, and it is expressing in and through me, and by means of me. It is available to me, and I can experience whatever I know to be true for me. And so I affirm with this word for myself and for each one listening that I am divinely guided and inspired by this truth. I am divinely guided and inspired so that I know what I need to know, so that I understand who I am and how this presence expresses and operates through me. I am divinely guided so that I do the things I need to do to live the life I choose to live. I know by this truth and by my guidance that Spirit is expressing full out by means of me, and that all good is possible. And anytime I think I can't, I don't have enough, I'm not enough, but this bad thing is in my way, I choose to release it and know that the power and presence that I call God is expressing, and it makes a way. I know that there is goodness. I know that there is light and love, and I know that all goodness is possible. This is what I choose for myself. This is what I claim for myself. This is what I affirm for myself, knowing that there is absolutely nothing in form more powerful than God. Nothing. There is only God. And that Spirit is expressing by means of me moment by moment, continuously, always. And so I know I am empowered and guided to create the life that I choose to live, a life of freedom, of abundance, of love, of joy, of right relationship, of cooperation, of beauty. This is the truth of the presence of God expressing. It is the only thing. It is the only one. It is all there is. And I am so grateful. I give thanks. And I release this word into the law, knowing it is the truth. Please close with me. And so it is.